everybody. I'm the Pigglesworth, and welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. Here's a site you've not seen before, or maybe if you have, it's not this specific site. Yes. We are on the outside of the dystopian city Dima. That is correct. And you can see from the looks of it, I have not finished this side of the wall. I have been doing a whole lot of off-camera work inside the city. Stuff that I consider to be so boring that pretty much I just didn't do an episode at all. But we have got an episode to do today. It's not a whole lot that we're doing today as far as an episode, but we've got a lot to talk about. Yes, we do. So I figured we're going to make this long trek over to this special place that I found. And while we're doing that, we'll have ourselves a little chit-chat. So if you could tell from the beginning of the video, the title of this episode is called Minecon. I'm sorry. That's so stuck in my head. Minefaire 2019. So that what that's basically about is Minecraft creators, Mojang, used to do a thing called Minecon. Once a year, they would pick a place in the world. They would have this giant Minecraft convention. People from all over the world would go to it. It was kind of a big deal. And then they decided they just weren't going to do it anymore. And so another group of people started up another get-together called Minefaire, and they started doing that. I think the way the story was told to me was they did it for about a year, and Mojang saw what they were doing and said, you know what, I really like what you're doing there, and so they decided to kind of officiate it and join in. If I've got the story wrong, please forgive me. I'm just a little pig. Oh my gosh. But so my story, ooh, that's like a crazy looking hill right there. Let's make sure that we got our coordinates going right, because I've got to go to 1500, 3000. That is right. So we've got a little ways to go. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much, we can head in this general direction. I'm trying to remember which way I went, because I've done this trip several times, and there's a large body of water that I can use that kind of helps me not have to run so much and worry about food as much. But yeah, about a month or two ago, I had to go on a business trip in real life, and one of the places I ended up at was Philadelphia. And while I was there, met up with a YouTuber named Vanilla Raccoon. And we had, I got my first official Philly cheesesteak, which was just amazing. It was probably the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had, and I'm going to crack the code, I tell you what. For those of y'all that don't know, I like to cook a lot of foods in real life. I'm not like Dadcraft. Dadcraft's all about smoking and slow-cooked ribs and all that kind of stuff. One day I hope to get into that. But I'm into a lot more different kind of cooking stuff than that. And one of the things that I think would be fun to do is to figure out how in the world did they make the sauce that they put on that Philly cheesesteak. It was really, really good. But suffice it to say, I had spent the evening with Vanilla Raccoon talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Minecraft, he mentioned Minefaire. And I'm like, you know what? Mr. Golfhouse from Full Stack, he had told me about Minefaire. Said I should try to get involved with that. And so I got a chance to find out from Vanilla Raccoon what it was all about, what was going on, and indeed sounded like something I would like to be involved with. So I'm just going to set, I'm not trying to set a spawn. We do not want to deal with mobs at all. So I'm just going to go in and sleep as this goes away. So about a week or so went by, and I came back home, and I remembered, oh yeah, Minefaire. I need to get involved with Minefaire. So I spoke with Vanilla Raccoon. He was able to get me involved with the Discord channel for the people that do Minefaire, and kind of was able to put in a good word for me. Say, yeah, I know this guy. I know he stinks. He's just a little pig, but he's okay. He's not as stinky as you think. So it was really, really cool. I got a chance to meet the different people that do Minefaire and interviewed with them, and they were able to squeeze me in at the last second, which was just awesome. Really awesome for them to take the time to do that, because I know once you're setting up a convention, it's just like helter-skelter, hectic, crazy. Your mind is going in 50 different directions. I'm going to get rid of those coordinates because I know that drives some people crazy. We like to see where we're going, right? So anyway, they were able to squeeze me in at the last minute for the Minefaire 2019 in Dallas, Texas, which is awesome because I'm just a couple hours away from Dallas. You stinking boat! Come here, you. So I was able to go to that, just a couple hours away from Dallas, Texas. That was really, really cool. So the morning of, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm so excited I can't sleep. I'm so nervous because I don't know what to expect. It's been several years. Like years ago, for probably about 10 to 12 years, I played music in a church. I was actually a worship leader at one time. I'm not doing that to toot my horn at all. I didn't even play a horn. I played a guitar, so I guess I'm not doing it to strum my guitar. That's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm getting at is I've got experience in being up in front of crowds. Somebody's been through here. It wasn't me. I didn't chop this tree down, but I'll take the apple for sure. So it was just a really weird experience that after several years of not being involved in something like that being back in front of people was making me really nervous. I started to discover like how much of an introvert I really am and how comfortable I actually am just being at home. Oh, there goes my phone telling me it's time to leave work, but I left work early today. So get wrecked, phone. I don't need you. Well, I do need you, but I don't need you right now. I don't need you interrupting the video. So I got up in the morning. I'm ready about 5:30 in the morning, leave, get up there because they got us coming in early for like an orientation. They want us to be set up in our little booths before the people start coming in, so we get all there. And I meet up with Vanilla Raccoon, which was awesome. He actually flew from Philadelphia to Dallas. And got to meet up with a few more YouTubers, some smaller YouTubers. Actually, a couple of them were way bigger than my channel. And I'm not saying that to like measure one and the other. I'm just saying if you're like, ooh, drop names, would I know any of them? I don't. Most of them you probably wouldn't know. I can guarantee you none of them knew me, and I was sitting there not knowing who they were. But by the end of it, we kind of got to know who each other was, which was really awesome. It's always awesome to meet new people, especially people that have a like interest that you do. You know, just walk around in a grocery store. You don't meet too many people your age that like to play Minecraft. And by age, I just mean adults in general. So it was really great to get to meet a bunch of different people. And each of them kind of seemed to have like a different way that they played Minecraft. So it was really cool that you got to see like different perspectives. But then it was about, I want to say 9 or 10 in the morning. They open the doors and they start letting the general public in. And they kind of put us at the back of the room. And I don't mean like it was a bad thing. We were like right where we could see the main stage. So anybody that was going to the main stage, the signing areas were right next to it. So it was actually a pretty decent location as far as people kind of milling about and would end up over there. And one of the first people that came to meet me that morning was a young lady. She was very nervous. Oh, hitting the wrong buttons. I'm going to make sure I'm still headed in the right bearings. There we go. She's very, very nervous, and I wasn't quite sure what was wrong. Kind of one of the first people I met. I'm like, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? What's going on? And she was just basically emotionally overwhelmed by the fact that she was seeing somebody. Apparently, she had somehow heard of our channel. She's like, I know who Two Piggies is. I was like, you do? She's like, yes, I've heard of you. And she was like fighting back tears basically because she was so overwhelmed by seeing a real person that she had heard of on YouTube. So it was just a really cool experience. Like, you know, like I said, no strumming my own guitar here. I don't think that highly of myself, so I don't think I'm saying that. It was a really, really awesome experience to just start meeting a whole bunch of different people. A lot of people had never heard of us, but that was okay. I came prepared. I had awesome business cards that I've made up and was just handing out. I only made 100 because I didn't think it was going to be a very, very big event. And I just about ran out of all my business cards. It was crazy. Did that for a couple of hours and then went over to another stage. They were having like build battles. They would pick 12 different kids and let them come up on stage, and then they would give them a theme, and then the kids had 5 minutes to build something from that theme. And I'm not going to lie, this is the craziest thing I'd ever seen. These kids, who are way, 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 way younger than me, are coming up there, being given a theme, and with no fear at all of being in front of people on a stage, in 5 minutes, we're building things that my little brain would never, ever fathom to build. Like, there are just some things that takes me a while to figure out, and building, like they're building, like, milkshakes and cakes. This one kid built, like, a soccer field with a soccer net and people playing soccer and stuff like that, all in 5 minutes. And on Xbox, nonetheless. I would have been completely lost if I had to figure out how to play on Xbox and then come up with some of the builds that these kids came up with. So it was really, really cool. But I got to help MC that with another, I think he's a YouTuber. I've yet to look him up. I need to. It was a guy by the name of MC Admin, I think was his name. He was the main host, and I got to go up there for 30 minutes and host with him, which, not going to lie, getting started with that, I was sick to my stomach. I was so nervous. But once I got up there, it was pretty fun. And my buddy Golf House was there. He filmed a clip of it, which was just awesome. And if you want to see that clip, you could join my Discord channel. Yes, you could. A Discord channel. What, Peggy? You have a Discord? Yes, I do. And you can look down in the description of the video and you'll see a link to it. Click on that, go join, and in the main chat, just like the regular public chat, somebody took the tweet that Golf House did and posted some pictures and some video, which was just awesome. Really, really cool to get a chance to have that. So that was kind of my experience. Now, by the end of the day, I was absolutely wiped out, just so tired. Drove home that night, and my car was making some weird noises. And come to find out, the front tire on my car was just about bald. Had no idea it was that way. I'd driven all the way to Dallas and back on a bald tire and could have had an accident, but I didn't. Thank God. Let's see here. 16, so we've overshot just a little bit. We need to kind of head in that general direction. So I pretty much couldn't go back on Sunday. I had to spend Sunday trying to get a tire for my vehicle because the past week or so, we were looking at potential rains. Actually, Sunday night, the night that I was supposed to be back there was some pretty bad storms. So bad that it had a bunch of hail damage on airplanes, and people that were trying to leave Monday morning, they were actually stuck at the airport, a bunch of rerouting and stuff. It was really, really crazy. But it was a great experience. Got to meet a whole bunch of people. It kind of a last-second deal, like I said, so I didn't really expect it and wasn't quite as prepared as later I found out I should have been. People had really cool banners and all kinds of pictures and stuff they could sign and give to people, and I had these little homemade business cards. I was proud of them, but in comparison to what other people had, I was like, oh, I messed up. Yes, I did. So I guess it went along with my persona of like, oh, shucks, kind of kick your foot in the sand kind of guy. But nonetheless, it was a great experience. It was really fun to get out of the house, meet some different people, meet some different YouTubers and stuff. Yeah. And I've rambled on, and I have not found this stinking area. I can't believe that I've done that. I've made y'all sit here for 13 minutes and listen to a story, and we've not gotten anywhere. Whoa, there's a village. I'm going to have to mark this down. There might be some good villager trades over here, although it's quite a distance to try and get some villagers to come back. Let's do this. I'm going to go F3 mode, hit F2. No, go back. Now F2. There we go. Now we got a screenshot, and I can come back later and explore this village, especially once we go to 114. This might be like all the villagers are going to have different skins based off of the biomes they're from. So this might be like a biome that we want to come over and collect from. Let's see here. This is starting to look familiar. I remember the little group of birch trees and stuff that were over there. So that is looking familiar. But anyway, I'm trying to get to a very, very special spot on the map because there's something I have to collect so that we can add it to the city. So that we can make this city a little more navigable is the word I was going to use. I don't even think that's a real word. Basically help us navigate it a whole lot better so we can get around, because I'm not joking when I tell you the size that this city has grown to. Me just trying to walk around, yikes. It takes a couple ender pearls and about a minute to run from one side of the city to the other, and we need a much better way to navigate this thing. So if I can find this spot really, really quick, then I'll show you what in the world we're up to, and then we can head back to town, and I can show you. I can make it all worth your while for waiting and waiting. Let's see here. Like I said, 1,300 by 3,500. How do we get? Okay, so we're at the right coordinate. Did I overshoot by About 1,000 blocks. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. So I might have to actually make a little bit of an edit here because I don't know how I managed to do this. I was just so excited telling the story. That's what it was. Yes, I was. But yeah, I want to get over this spot and gather up some of these materials because I really want to get back to the city. We did the little flyby at the beginning so you could see the intro. But here's what's... I tell you what, I've got one more little story I can tell you while we're doing this. Oh. Am I going to hit the ground? Oh my gosh, half a heart. Let's see here, 21. Okay, so we are headed in the right direction. So yeah, so the reason why that when you see the city, when we finally get back and you see the city, that's going to look a little bit different, a little bit more refined, a little bit more work has been done to it, is because several weeks ago, I actually started filming this episode. I had a whole intro set up. I had 2 different pieces of the episode already done and was getting ready to do a serious part of the build that I've had forever that needs to be added to it. But I kind of shot myself in the foot. I decided that I was going to try and do a time lapse, and I was going to have music for the time lapse. Now, the reason why I ended up shooting myself in the foot was twofold, because doing a time lapse without replay mod is really, really difficult. I'm not kidding. You got to have a second account. You got to move it around, and so you can do different stuff while you're building. And the thing I'm trying to building is so complex versus what my memory can just remember to try and build something. Like I've built it in a creative world that I need my camera account to look at my creative world to reference it. So I was like, oh, I can't get replay mod to work. That's going to not cooperate with me. I have to set up my second computer so I can record the song, and I've not yet done that. So I kept putting it off, and finally did the... Oh, yeah, let's avoid that. That's Piggy's worst nightmare right there. An entire episode clip completely ruined. But yeah, it just... can't remember what I was saying now. But basically, I'd done all this prep work to try and get this episode done, and it was dragging out because I'd boxed myself in. I needed to do a replay mod that I couldn't do, and I needed to do a song that I couldn't do, so I kept going, what am I going to do for an episode when I've got myself kind of stuck, like you painted yourself into a corner kind of deal. And then it dawned on me, a couple people in my Discord Patreon server, or not server, the Discord channel that I have, they were like, so you want to tell us about your experience at Minefaire? We're waiting. So I gave like a brief little explanation as to what happened, but I felt like, you know what, it would be fun to do just, hey bunnies, some bunny loves you. But I thought it would be just fun to do like a quick little video that just explained how the event was for those of y'all who maybe are not in that channel. So 1,500, 3,500. I feel like we should be just coming up over the hill pretty soon and being able to find this thing. We're getting snowy area, so that's good. That's a hint. That's a hint. And I'm going to tell you, I've got a design. There we go. Now I see it. I've got a design for something that I'm probably going to need to build over here because I'm going to basically wreck the entire area. Oh, you know what, Piggy? You've got ender pearls. Let's just make use of them. I'm going to end up wrecking this entire area to get stuff that I need. Oh, it's going to land deep in the water. You watch. Come on now. There we go. Oh, I've not looked at these from underneath. These are crazy. These are new in 1.13. It's these icebergs, which is awesome because we've got like tons and tons of ice that we can get now. But the cool thing is, I'll show you this. Actually, I don't... Well, maybe the crafting bench is right over here. See, I've set up a little base camp out here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to get to it anyway because I don't have any of my pickaxes or anything. What I did was I made an ender chest and set it out here. I know it's around here. Oh, my gosh. There we go. There we go. There's the boat that I left from the last little adventure I was over here. We'll hop up here and I'll show you this really, really quick. Okay. That weird synchronization thing going on with the boats. So I've got a little base camp set up here. And we need a silk touch pick. That'll work. And let's see here. We're going to... What are those little spark... Oh, that's where I died. I broke my bed and then I drowned myself. so that I would appear back at spawn so I could record this clip, because I technically was all the way over here. But see, they added this new recipe in Minecraft, which is just amazing. I've been wanting this recipe forever, where you can take ice and you can craft it into this ice, which for some reason I can't remember the name of all of a sudden. What are you called? Packed ice, that's right. You can craft it into packed ice, and then packed ice can be crafted into this crazy blue ice stuff. So I'll show you. Now, I think this is a data pack that they're using here on Decidedly Vanilla, because when I looked up the regular recipe, it was supposed to be, I think, 9 blocks. Wow, we actually got out of the boat like we were supposed to. That's awesome. But see, when I come over here, I can go 3 pieces of ice gives me packed ice, and 3 packed ice gives me blue ice. So that's what I'm doing over here. That was a long, long story just to tell you that I'm over here, and I'm collecting a whole bunch of ice. So I'm going to collect up a whole bunch more ice. I'm going to put that ice into my shulker boxes, and then I'm going to jump in the water and drown. That way I can appear back at spawn really nice and quick. Because I do not want to, that was like a 15-minute walk. I do not want to take that walk again. But I'm basically, what I'm telling you is I'm going to gather up some of this. I'm going to meet you back over at the city, and I'm going to show you what in the world we're trying to do with this ice and let you see some progress for the city. So just sit tight. You've held out for this long. It's just a couple more minutes. You just hang tight, and I will meet you back over the city in just a moment. Hey, everybody. We are back over here at the mega giant city. And the sun's about to go down, which is awesome because we are safe and sound inside this city. So let the sun go down. It's okay. I'll be fine, and you will be too. No mobs should be spawning in here. So we are starting to build a mimic of the road that's going to be on the surface level underneath the city, and I'm using this blue ice. In retrospect, I'm almost starting to think I should have gone with regular ice. Now, this blue ice will let you move the fastest out of all of the ice, the three different ices you can choose from. Now, this ice can actually spawn bad guys, and this is what I'm concerned about. Let's check. So we've got light levels of 10, 9, 8. Oh, we might be in the clear. That's awesome. Like, I might just have to keep my eyes out as I go around, but I think with these roads having full lights, like I went over, Awuga gave me permission. It's okay. It's okay. He said I could do it. I went over and raided his base, and I've basically drawn out this road all the way around with lamps, and then I'm filling in the inside with this blue ice. And so I'll show you like the difference in speed, okay? So here's us running just on the regular ground. You can imagine how long it takes to run from there to over there. Well, let's come over here and I'll show you this. So now that we're on the blue ice, look how much faster we move. Just running. Isn't that amazing? I'm loving it. And I've managed to do what do we got from here to here? So maybe like a third to a quarter of one arc of this circle. And then I started doing this nice straightaway. Now at first I was like, I started working on this, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna make this, and it's gonna be like little bumper rails, so we don't go off the road. Bumper rails for what, you might ask? Ha ha ha! So some of y'all might have seen me use this going to the witch farm that Silent Whisperer and I built. But see how like out of control you can get so fast? So imagine trying to like, forgive me if some of y'all are getting a little sick. So what I'm going to try and do is we're going to try and go at full speed and make a right-hand turn right up here. See, we would have zoomed on by. See, like, watch. If we're doing this, it's really hard to steer and do what you want. So I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what? If we raise this road up, these lights, this edge could almost act like a brake. So let's try this. I haven't tried this circular part yet, but we're going to go through here. Yeah, you kind of bump into it. I will say, though, oh, there we go. It takes a little bit of A little bit of effort, a little bit of finesse. But see, we can kind of go slow and control our speed. Then we can get to going here. Oh, it's like we're drifting. That's awesome. Oh, that was weird. That little zoom thing it does when you're online. But yeah, just the fact that we can run and move, it's going to make it much quicker. It's not going to be as good as I would have liked it to have been with the boats. To be honest with you, it might have almost been better to have done like some kind of a grid system. But the reason why I followed the roads is because I know the roads, there's not going to be any builds. Like we've got the vine farm right here, which really seriously needs to be finished. This eyesore has just been sitting here forever. But this vine farm is here, and it needs to, we need to have access to it up there, but we're not going to build it underneath the road. So I figured the road would be a safe place to add ice. Thought that would be cool. But I think what I'm going to have to do is tear up all this ice that's in the lower section, and lift it up. So it's going to go this length, and then at that end, that straight line right there, and that's going to be all the ice that needs to be raised up. And I think, like a lot of other stuff, what I'm going to start doing is just start doing these. Like I've been doing episodes on all these little pieces, but I feel like we're starting to get to the point where it's like, all right, we need to start actually building the city. We need to make the city itself starting to look cool. You can only do so much with walls and all this stuff before the audience goes, okay, Piggy, I've had it with you, buddy. Build something cool, please. But we can see that I have got the beginnings of the wall right here. And the only thing that I need to design in a creative world now is the wall that goes from this point to right here. And once I design that, I'll just mirror image it for right there. See, we're having to just run normal. I guess maybe having a horse down here wouldn't be a bad idea either. But we've emptied out all of this desert. I've got this barrier wall going right here. This little wedge, it kind of messes with the flow. You've got this one segment that you can't run through. We'll jump up there in just a second. I'll show you what's going on in there. There's nothing really like special going on in there yet. There will be. But see, we've got it all the way to here. So we pretty much have the wall built the majority of the way around. We still have to finish the exteriors of the wall, and we still have to finish like the base of the wall looking natural where it meets the ground. For those of y'all maybe who haven't seen it, this is the almost finished inner sanctum, the inner, oh no, I didn't mean to throw that. the inner center part of the city. Yeah, that's what it is. But let's run over here and I'll show you real quick what I was talking about with this little wedge that's cut off. Come on, you, keep moving. Keep moving, Piggy. People are curious, they want to know. Oh, of course. Okay, we'll run over here. We got this. We'll figure this out. So basically what I've decided to do is each sector of the city is going to have its own kind of little theme or little setup, something that would make the people that are living inside the city have a variety of environments. Each person has like certain kind of environments that make them happy or they love to be at. And so this is going to end up being the water segment. So I've got a lot of cleanup still to do. And what I'm going to end up doing is going to be really fun. And I say fun in quotes. But I'm going to have to go around to the edges and add water sources. And then those water sources will like fill up and meet in the middle. And we need to raise this water level up some. I'm still kicking around the idea, like I would have liked to have made maybe this some kind of a bridge or something. So I don't know. I'm not quite certain how I want to do that yet. I'm still kind of letting my brain fiddle with it a little bit. Basically, we're going to need to terraform this area. And we're going to utilize, oh, excuse me, you're just going to lose that spawning area, and it's going to be lovely. Basically, since we've got the aquatic update going on, we're going to utilize a bunch of aquatic stuff in this sector and make it so, as Picard would say. But yeah, that was my cool adventure going to Minefaire 2019. Got to meet a whole bunch of new people. Really, really awesome. Keeping my eyes on those new people. Maybe we can do some collabs in the future or something like that. I'm going to kind of sit back in the background and just kind of keep my eye on them. keep my eye on them and say, let's study these people. Let's see what kind of a series could we do with them if we could do a series. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. That's a little insider baseball. He seemed to say, "Hello, Moon. How you doing? We are safe and sound," and I love that. But yeah, that like I said, that's kind of like the little update of what we've got going on with the town and what we've got going on as far as infrastructure. I'm gonna start racking my brain and start coming up with some really good projects so we can start getting these upper ground levels. Oh, this will be cool. I haven't seen what this looks like from up here. I kind of like that. And you guys, you're going to get to see the cool flyby because I always do that little flyby to intro and outro the episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. And if you want to see more of these as I release them, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want YouTube to notify you, go ahead and click the notification bell, and YouTube will send you notifications whenever I put out new episodes. Trying to do about 5 episodes a week right now, so there's always content coming out, whether it be collabs, modded, or just regular vanilla play like this. But I'm going to get to planning for next episode, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next episode of Decidedly Vanilla.